Part of what fuels those dreams are the Brits who've managed to conquer Bollywood and make a fortune doing it. In Chennai, 800 miles southeast of Mumbai, Liverpudlian Amy Jackson is on her way to set.
Women thrusting their hips on a set with golden clockwork piers.
She's been a big star here for more than 7 years. Her dad, Alan, is visiting from the UK.
It's a bit cooler, doesn't it?
Does it? Oh, dear.
You sweat. Do you want the aircon on?
Yeah, come on, where is it?
Amy is a household name in Chennai, another hub for Indian filmmaking. More than 80% of India's films are actually made outside Mumbai.
I love the way they use the horns here as well. Teachers,
Do you think you could
too.
drive here?
No.
I know you can't drive. No, you couldn't.
Well...
Can't even drive on the M62.
Oh, well, excuse me.
After winning Miss Teen World in 2009, Amy was approached in London by an Indian director who flew her out for her first role. Since then, she's starred in more than a dozen films, worth more than £60 million. And right now, she's the female lead in the most expensive Indian film ever made, called 2.0.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Today, they're filming the big dance number.
I'm not the strongest dancer, I must admit. It's not in my blood to dance at the drop of a hat.
Perhaps not as easily as maybe those that have been brought up with dance.
Well, 100%, which the majority of
People in
India
Of course they
have.
Absolutely.
There's only one dance in this whole film, one song, so it had to be spot on. I was having a sleepless night.
Amy's car arrives on set, then they head to a trailer.
Morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, my baby, how are you?
How are you this morning?
Good.
How did you sleep? Where's the wig? Where's everything?
Amy's dance scene will shoot in less than 2 hours.
Get me those bins over here. Go back. Piche ja.
On set, choreographer Bosco has been flown down from Mumbai to design this dance as well.
I think it's chaos. We're waiting for lights to be fixed, dancer costumes. So when things are messy, and then suddenly things come together. That's the fun of it, I guess.
Natalie spent 3 years training as a professional dancer in Cambridge.
They're trying to put lights on the costume, which don't seem to be fitting on right now. It's been happening every day, I'm not going to lie. Every time I've been in here for a couple of hours, doing it again and again.
In the 4 months she's been in India, she's danced in 20 films. But today's shoot has been one of the toughest.
I was dancing this morning and I literally felt one of the strings start electrifying me, and because I've got a belly button piercing, it was caught up with the metal as well.
A dancer in a silvery suit with cyberpunk dreads and LEDs.
There are 55 backing dancers in Amy's scene today. It seems all the male dancers are Indian, but just like the house party scene in Mumbai, the majority of the women are Western. It may be because they help a film like this appeal to an international audience, but it's also impossible to ignore the fact that India is still obsessed with fair skin. The Indian skin whitening industry is worth hundreds of millions of pounds, and many of the largest brands are endorsed by Bollywood stars.
Amy's in a pink bodysuit and bodice.
Bollywood is often called the Dream Factory, and part of the dream it's selling is a westernized ideal of beauty, which doesn't reflect the average Indian woman.
Brought England to India, of course. In fact, it's actually just full of coffee, but it looks very English. I just put my pinky finger out.
She's wearing a wig made of metallic strips. Walking down steps.
2.0 is one of the first Indian films to be shot using 3D cameras, and in recent years, some of the world's best technicians from Hollywood have started moving to India, drawn by the big budgets and ambition.
I don't want to disparage Hollywood, but I'm having more fun on this project than I ever did there.
Ray Hanesian is a 3D stereographer.
After 50 years, this is the gig I've been dreaming of. These cameras are the most precise I think have ever been built. We see every bit of what was put into building this set comes right to you in the audience. So this is really the most fun I've ever had doing my job.
Amy's in a glass lift, while dancers that look like cyborgs perform below.
Despite the big budgets, they're relying on some surprisingly simple tricks.
We're the guys responsible for making the lift doors work. We can make them open and close. In their demonstration, the men pull cables which slide the curved glass doors.
Open. Only close. Everything in the set is operated manually by people. We don't have any kind of motors or anything. We have to lower it by hands. We have to get it high by hands. Everything is manual.
For assistant art director Kishore Rajendran, cheap labour costs mean he can assign a person to many of the tasks that might be mechanised elsewhere.
We trust manpower. We trust manpower more than machines.
Amy is one of the biggest female stars in this region. She has more than 4 million followers on Instagram, which is surprising considering that when she first arrived in India, she couldn't speak a word of the language and could barely dance.
Well, this is the guy who's actually made me dance. I could not dance before, and prior to this, I was useless. So I wasn't. Don't get that video up.
I've got. When she started off, she couldn't hear the beats.
I didn't listen to the music.
She didn't listen to the music, so she couldn't really understand. So she would just miss a beat, and she would get an awkward posture. And I proposed to her, learn to enjoy your dancing. Forget the awkwardness of what it is. Just learn to enjoy your dancing, and eventually you'll start breathing in.
But Bosco makes that easy to do. I love working with you.
Having had tutoring on set, Amy dances as robotically as her fellow dancers.
Everything's possible. That's what I love about Indian cinema. If there's a problem, it's okay. There's 3 solutions we can do when we get on set, so nothing's too big a deal, which is great. I've been here for 7 years, but it still feels so new to me, and I'm constantly learning. I do wonder how I managed to get here.
The dancers pose in a face-off.
The journey from Liverpool beauty queen to Indian film star has been an extraordinary experience for Amy and her family.
I'm so proud of her. So's her mum, so's Liverpool, so should be the UK, and let's hope that it goes from strength to strength.
In a tuk-tuk,